멈춰주세요.
고맙습니다. 나이스 파!
소리 안 나게 해주세요.
준비하겠습니다. 파이브 소리 안 나게 해주세요.
좋은데 봤어.
카메라 소리 안 나게 미리 눌러주세요.
Good afternoon and a very warm welcome back to Montvert for Championship Sunday here at the MEDIHEAL HANKOOKILBO Championship. I'm Timothy Lowe. Great to have you along for the ride once again on the KLPGA Tour. Goodness me, it is a proper shootout between Choi Ye-rim and Kim Min-sol so far on Sunday. Min-sol hanging on at 16 under par, so too Choi Ye-rim. Min-sol birdies the first, Ye-rim strikes back at the second, Min-sol birdies the fourth. They both birdied the sixth, and then Choi Ye-rim absolutely flagged one at the seventh hole for a kick-in birdie to retake a share of the lead with Kim Min-sol. Min-sol already 3 wins this season on the KLPGA Tour, the runaway leader atop the money list and the points list. Here she is, putting for birdie on the 8th. Ye-rim, you can see her marker there. In a little tighter, but this would put the pressure on. Oh, slips it by. Already 4 wins on the KLPGA Tour. Kim Min-sol at the end of last season at the Hankyung Ladies Cup, because she didn't fulfill the minimum requirement of event starts. This is her rookie season, and what a campaign it's been. Yoo Hyun-jo has reached the back 9. She'll start it with a birdie. That's 5 on the day for Hyun-jo, along with a drop shot at the 5th, so she's in solo 6th right now. Lee Ji-hyun chasing a first title as well on tour. Brilliant round of 63 yesterday, which included 10 birdies. No round of the week by a long shot. Just had the 2 circles on her card today, a chance to add a third. Good. Just tailed off on the low side. Going to be a fascinating next couple of hours at Montvert, just to see who comes out on top. It's been a great sophomore season on tour for Seok Hyo-rim, last year's Rookie of the Year. She's second on the points list, courtesy of her 2 victories a few months back. It's a good shot into 9. She has played some excellent golf today. She's 4 under already, within 2 of the lead, and a birdie putt to come. There's going to be a lot of support behind this lady, Choi Ye-rim, in her 246th start on tour, 9 times a runner-up. Still yet to claim a victory, but this would put her out in front by 1. Oh, just a little too much on the left. She's hitting great shots, Choi Ye-rim. $1 million question for her this Sunday afternoon is, will that putter cooperate? To what looks like the 12th, and Kim Se-ro-mi. But on the way for Kim, who drains it to move alongside Yoo Hyun-jo at 11 under par. A nice couple of weeks, Se-ro-mi. Top 10 finish at the Aurora World Championship. Inside the top 10 here now, Lee Ji-hyun just tidying things up for her part. Bit of a strange day for Lee Dae-yeon yesterday. Hit it solid as usual, but just a lot of putts, and her pace control seemed to be lacking. Not on that occasion at 9. Maybe a safe and snug 2 putt, but leaves Dae-yeon at 12 under. The 17th player in tour history to reach double-digit victories on tour. One of those runner-up finishes I mentioned for Choi Ye-rim. And that came at the Nicole Mona Park Yongpyong Open too. Well, none other lady who sits alongside her at 16 under par, Kim Min Sol, earlier this season. We're watching a real star of the game rise. Kim Min Sol, decorated amateur career. She's wasted no time getting wins under her belt since turning pro. Dominated the Dream Tour last season, and she's dominating the KLPGA Tour in 2026. Chasing what would be a history-making 4th victory in her rookie campaign, and still plenty of starts left to go for the season. Now here's An Ji-hyun, starting the back 9 at 10 under par. Keep herself in this fight. Saw that a little on the back 9 yesterday. Boy, did she strike it well. Had a couple of short misses, and on my memory, that's the 3rd one, sort of within an 8-foot range, that she has failed to convert. 13-14 yesterday and 9 today. Hyun-jo into 11. Conditions were pretty ideal over the first 2 days, but they've been a little overcast and dribbly since we made it to the weekend. These greens even more soft and receptive, so expect to see some iron shots stuck pretty close. Here's Year 1. Another solid but unspectacular week. 8 under par for the moment, which leaves her just outside the top 10. Now with that birdie, she'll move inside the top 10. Fine birdie there for a nice bounce back. Lovely look at this par 4 ninth. Start from way up above the fairway, come down that hill. Some players taking the big stick, challenging that sort of mini dogleg, if you can call it that, down the right side. To today's hole location, that does leave you a nice angle into the left pin. Like a pretty thick lie for Kim Min Sol, and that's just going to be exacerbated slightly by the fact that there's a little moisture on those blades of grass. It will take a little bit of spin off. What that does is this ball's going to be coming out knuckling, so very easy to catch a flyer. Probably why she's clubbing down from 162. Good, sensible shot. Well, she is tremendously mature. Kim Min Sol. She's played in all kinds of conditions in her young golfing career so far, and that's an intelligent play. Hyun-jo on 11, trying to keep her birdie run going. A little moisture on the green, slowing them down a little more. They haven't been the quickest this week at Montvert. It'll be even slow with this rain. It's a pretty thick line as well for Choi Ye-rim, and she's also on a downslope, so really will have to look out to the right-hand side. Definitely want to land this a little short. Also going with 7 iron. came out like a bullet, pitching short of the green, but releasing on nicely. Really well done from there. Just an extra roll out puts her behind that knuckle. Not exactly going to be a straightforward two, but a great position here is E.G. Hyun. Be able to be a little more aggressive than her two playing partners. Very aggressive and very nicely played. One of the star attractions coming into the week, former US Women's Open champion Kim A-lim. Taking up for the first time on home soil this year. A birdie putt for the Queen. Moves her inside the top 10. Steady stuff from the always popular A-lim. Back to 10 and a downhiller for An Ji-hyun's birdie. With enough enthusiasm to get over the uphill portion of the putt, the first 12 feet, and it comes a little downhill. It's a double breaker for Choi Yoo-rim, right to left over that knuckle, then in the last 15 feet should start to slide back the other way towards the hole. Gladly get down in two from this spot. Section of the putt, sneaky quick, not a bad try. She'll definitely be reaching for a marker there, that one in knee knocker country. Despite the dour weather, still a decent turnout. Final round of the HANKOOKILBO Championship. Yurin has stuck it closer than Insult over the past couple of greens. Insult finally putting second for a change. She doesn't have to worry about that initial portion of right to left swing that Yurin had. Middle of the green, sort of more just a left to right putt, just gently downhill. Pretty well judged. Good touch from the co-leader. The fact she's just 20 years of age, so accomplished already. Here's Seromi at the long 13th with a driving iron. She was brave with the second. Still got a hold the putt. A little up the hill for Ji-hyun. breaking. Did everything right there, but no ground gain for E. Good stroke on it too. Just thought it was going to tumble left. Just caught a piece of the wrong side of the cup. Yerin giving this one plenty of care and attention. The midpoint of this final round. And every putt is going to be critical from here on in. But just momentum-wise, psyche-wise, this is huge for Choi. Poor tee shot. Left her with a little bit of work to do. Again, it's about trying to sustain the confidence of this particular club for Yerin. Swapped flat sticks frequently. Hopefully she settled on one she likes, and hopefully it comes through for her here. Just inside edge, nice and positive. Yeah, rock solid for Yerin. So deadlocked at 16 under par, with 9 holes to play on Sunday afternoon. Dion just into the rough at the 10th. It's a pretty thick lie off an upslope as well. That spot, that's a good shot. Just rolled off the front edge of the green, but not all the way down the hill for Seiromi at 13. In 2 of the leaders. Oh, another beautiful iron shot. She's in that range again. Back to 13 we go. Birdie try for Kim Min-ju. Always seems to give us plenty of everything. Anytime she tees it up. Lots of birdies, a couple of bogeys. And after the bogey at 12, that's a birdie for Kim, taking her back to 8 under par. That procession, going to snake around the penalty area, past the clubhouse and up to the tee box at 10, where the final group will start their inward halves of this Championship Sunday as the light drizzle continues to persist over Montvert Country Club. Tee shot at the 10th, just plays pretty much straight up the hill. And dog legs a little from left to right, longer hitters. Kim Min-sol can cut the dog leg, really take a big chomp out of this hole's yardage. I believe she only had a gap wedge into the green yesterday, but shorter hitters will be forced out towards the wider part of the dog leg. As you don't run through the fairway, which we have seen done on occasion this week. You'll be left with some kind of short, maybe mid-iron to this elevated green. But these damp conditions, finding fairways, that's at a premium. Only missed one fairway yesterday, Yerim, and it's going to be back-to-back missed fairways for her. However, it doesn't look as thick as it was for her on the previous hole. Tough to stop it to the front flag coming out of the rough. EG, you're next to go. Nicely placed. Quickly up to the green. Dion's birdie tried. Got half a chance, and it's in for E. Dion. What a bonus that is. So that moves her to 13 under par. She's within 3. You know, she's not afraid to cause an upset late Sunday afternoon. Did it at the Aurora World Championship against Kim Soo-ji, trailing by 2 with 2 to play. And then to win by 1 in regulation. And so doesn't miss the fairway here all week long. And clearly likes the look of this hole. Can take it over the corner on the right. Big one, and the soft fairway's just going to keep that in the first cut of rough. Between the pair of them, disadvantage Kim Min Sol on the 10th. This has got to go for Sokyo Rim. Probably needs to stay hot, and it will. Kyorim to within 1. 5 birdies today. Par just decelerated on that pitch shot a little. Nope, came off the putter face left. You could see it. Don't think it was a spike mount. Kim, that was just a poor stroke. It will lead to a drop shot. Yeah, how soft these greens are. Really get a lot of control. It's going to make some of these, tucked pins more accessible than they would have been earlier on in the week. So back to Yoo Hyun Jo, who's on the long par 5 12, 34 from the upslope. Pretty calm conditions all week long, breeze-wise, and it looks like the drizzle has stopped for Sokyo Rim at 11. Crossed into the penalty area right on Friday, if you recall. That led to, at the end, was a good double bogey. No messing about today on Sunday. That is straight down the pipe. We go back to the leaders on 10. Rim with a decision to make here. It's much better live than the one she had on 9. She using an upstroke as well. The ball's going to be ever so slightly below her feet. So important when you've got a hanging lie like that to ensure that you keep your height throughout the swing. You don't want to be bobbing up and down, and that will affect the low point of your swing and therefore the strike, and you need a good one. Coming to this uphill green, you can see the pin just 5 paces from the edge of the green. She's got room left of it, she's got a little room long. Will an 8 iron get there from 129 though, I wonder? She's playing for a flyer. Jump on her a little, and it's not disastrous where that's ended up. Back to 11 and on. Leaf and Joe from this spot. Slower than you initially led to believe. Looks like it's got better pace, just a little low. It's a green light pin if you're in the fairway at 10. Slight upslope, but pretty manageable. Oh, lovely shot from Lee Ji-hyun. How many poor swings you've seen out of her this week? Sort of Thursday afternoon with a pitching wedge with the short clubs, just pulling it a little. Sequence seemed to be off. Tempo looked pretty good there. And shot was equally solid. Well done. To 12, and Joe with a lengthy one. That's going to ride that ridge and then come left as he gets on the far side of it. Good try. We're into the back nine on Championship Sunday at Montvert. And as it was at the start of play, Choi Yoo-rim and Kim Min-sol share the lead at 16 under, but some good golfing from Seo Kyo-rim has got her within one. get a little nervous, you get a little tight. You don't accelerate into these shots as much as you would. But the good news for Yerim is this is a little downhill from the rough, so it's going to come out tumbling. That is very nicely played indeed. And she's doing what she's got to do right now. She's holding her nerve. She's hitting solid shots. She's making good decisions. And most importantly, she's keeping the bogeys off her scorecard. I don't care whether you're trying to win your 20th tournament like Park Min-ji did earlier this season, or you're trying to win your first like Choi Yerim. The nerves on Sunday are going to affect everyone. Kyorim, after splitting the fairway at 11, here she is with her second. Front pin position, very accessible today. Especially if you're a ball striking machine like Saw Kyorim, that is wonderful. It's all a chance to break the tie. Good birdie opportunity at 10, gently down the hill. Positive stroke. That just comes up a roll and a half short. On the 14th, Hiromi has laid it up. Into this green that sits slightly below the level of the fairway, 88 meters. Should get this to stop fairly quickly. Eyeing that one up with interest. Good shot. Much like a Sokyo Rim or an Irayon, these are the chances you got to take when you're trailing. Good positive stroke. Just runs wide. Looks like that rain is trying to come down again for the players. Montvert going to be a long wet day for them, and it's going to be a particularly exhausting exercise for the caddies, trying to keep the players dry, the equipment dry, the towel dry, and if there's space, themselves dry. Dion just short of the green at 11, but not a difficult up and down whatsoever. You've got her touch around the greens. Working from right to left once it does get on the surface. Now Minju for another birdie, this time on the 14th. Slots that one in nicely. She has really been playing some very good golf over the last couple of months, Kim Min-ju. We've been wasting a little time at the 11th. Remember, with that front pin so attackable, vital to keep this one on the straight and narrow. So the green starts to really chuck down. Using the full send, more the fairway finder, and she has accomplished. And on the green, Kyorim trying to keep this run going. Very comfortable looking putt for a right-handed golfer, working a little from right to left. Didn't hit it. She's got some speed. She's going to need to hone it in, and you know it's raining heavily when you can literally see the raindrops on our cameras. This one tight up the right. It's a soft bounce and gets it. Julian wants to go. That's a lovely line. Maybe too far left. Ooh, yes. Just a little offline there. Angle of the fairway catches players and commentators alike out. Dion saw how much this green has slowed up in the last couple of minutes. You've got to be aggressive with your speed. Yes, well done. Head to 14 and Seiromi looking to convert after that wedge shot. And it's really bucketing here on 13 for Yoo Hyun Jo. But surely clubbing up. Pulled the right stick there. The correct half of this massive green. Colin employing a hybrid off the tee at the par 5 top, and you can see that black glove. That's one of those rain gloves which you can buy in your local pro shop. Just gives you a little extra tackiness when the grips start to get a little wet and slimy. Certainly wouldn't want to have a leather glove in conditions like these. Grips can get very slippery and exaggerated by sort of damp leather, so get yourself a pair of rain gloves if you live in a tropical climate or somewhere that does have a little bit of rain from time to time. Up fairway, let's show you in position. Softer, slower greens right now will benefit her tussle with much more powerfully built Kim Min Sol. The longer club Yurin will be hitting into the green, slightly lower ball flight, but she'll get it to react much like a shorter club of Min Sol into some tight hole locations. This 11th being a prime example. So she can go flag hunting with this, even though it is a 6-iron. She's been swinging the club great all week. Gonna put the pressure on. Look down, like maybe the club slipped in her hands because that was a touch clunky and may have caught the front bunker. Thick-ish looking lie for Lee Ji-hyun, but saving grace. She's on the upslope, so she'll get good height on this one. Got through it nicely. But she too comes up short. Here's Bang Shin-sil, reigning match play champion on the KLPGA Tour, 6-time titleist. Forced to lay out at 14, trying to make birdie the old-fashioned way. That's a good shot. Shin-sil currently at 8 under par. Looking for a 6th top 10 of the season. Back to Min Sol. So both playing partners come up short. Be surprised to see this one couple of extra yards past the pin. 124 left, getting closer to 132 with the elevation and 135 with the precipitation. Fine shot, pin high, lovely distance control. I just get the sense that Minsol is going to just wear down Yerim. Giving herself looks, giving herself good birdie tries. Eventually, one or two are going to fall. Who's going to blink first, Yerim or Minsol? 15 under par, the target. Sophia Rim nipping at their heels at 15. Not in the bunker, but that ball laying down in the grass a little bit on the upslope. Can always play it like a bunker shot. Leaving the shaft a little bit, the club face open. But hit it a little harder than you think, because it's going to come up more vertically than horizontally. just decelerated into it. And that is not what Choi Rim needed to see. Tried to get a little too cute with it. And the edge just dug. Uh-oh. That doesn't look particularly positive for someone in the group ahead. Snatching that rocky outcrop. Ji Hyun ball sitting a little cleaner, so she can play it with a slightly squarer club face. Again, like Yerim, you just got to accelerate. Positive into the strike. Yeah, much better there. I think it is the tee shot of Lee Dae-yeon. Into that rocky outcrop. She's lost it, and by the looks of things, curiously enough, she hasn't played a provisional, so she's going to have to go all the way back to the tee box. She'll get a ride in the cart, of course. It's not going to help with the pace of play. Goodness for you, this is a makeable little chip. It's a case of just taking a couple of extra deep breaths, trying to calm down that racing heart. Really, from this angle, at this juncture in the tournament, you're trying to make it, obviously. That flagstick looks like it's leaning a little towards her. I've been trying to pull the flagstick out. Why don't you chance it ricocheting off that stick and staying out? It will be some par though. Just didn't hit it. Good try. It's going to be a bogey. That slips Choi Rim back to 15 under par. First blemish on her card all weekend long. That sets the stage for perhaps a very big two-shot swing in the favor of Kim Min-sol, who has this putt for a birdie. See a number of players leave it short from this angle, though. It's downhill, but the saturation that these greens are getting from that rain, it's losing a little bit of pace. Two-shot swing it is. Just absolutely relentless. We use that word a lot to describe Kim Min-sol. Smelt an opportunity with Yerim's untimely bogey, and she pounces all of a sudden. Min-sol up by 2. Let's go up 2 holes to the 13th for Yoo Hyun-jo's cross-country birdie putt. Simple little 2-putt for Hyun-jo. Birdie from Min-sol. Hyun-jo going to be 6 back. It's a tough ask even for a player of her quality. Good par save. Keeps Ji Hyun within touch. Back to 12. It's a long chip for An Ji Hyun from the front of the green. Should I play it high or low? It's like a high one. Right off the slope. Not bad. Shinsil on the 14th, looking to get to 9 under par with this birdie putt. Saving putt for An Ji-hyun at 12. Oh, unlucky. Really unlucky. Such a fine pitch shot as well. Still walks off with a bogey. Dion's had her troubles at this par 5, so now playing 4. Could very well be her championship race run. One poor swing, that's all it takes to drop your title hopes to 0. Got Hyunjo at 14. Swing up to little snatchy. Saved it. Waterproofs have come on, and well, rightly so, for your championship leader by 2, Kim Min-sol, with that hybrid off the par 5 12th tee. Seemed pretty pleased with the start line of that one, E.G. Hyun. Yeah, rightly so, in the fairway. It's a big test coming up. Choi Rim in a couple of moments, but A-Lim went for the green at 14s, come up just short. The entire length of the green to work with, and that is such a class from the three-time LPGA Tour winner. Guyon playing 5 at the par 5. Would be some bogey if she could hold that putt. Like I'm saying, big test coming up for Choi Lim. Facing a moment of adversity. Where you can show your qualities as a golfer. Stick to the process. Stay in the present, give yourself chances. See if they're enough. So, big moment on the 11th green sees Kim Min Sol leading by 2 over So Kyo Rim and Choi Rim. just a layup on 12 for these players. Still got to keep your focus. Just trying your best to keep that grip dry. The only point of contact a golfer has between themselves and the tool used to hit a golf ball. So understandably so, just trying to make sure everything's perfect. And that slippery grip that caused the poor shot on 11 might be playing in the back of Yerim's mind. That's well done. Let's go to Yu Hyun Jo. Birdie look at 14. Moving a little from right to left. Yes. To 12 under. Good birdie. Those times where you don't mind a slightly shorter backswing. Typically you restrict your turn a little, but when someone already with a pretty compact motion. She was just out of the bunker. That ball skidding on the first bounce, so very much in danger of perhaps dropping a costly shot. Speaking of drop shots, An Ji-hoon just bogeyed that 12 hole. Now facing this 20-footer for a par at 13. Some mistakes the chasing Pat can ill afford to make, starting to creep in on this back nine. It's been a little quiet for her and wrong club, so bogey the 7th, but here's a birdie putt on 12. There they are. The roars have returned as Guy Young moves back to 9 under. After that excellent bit of wedge wizardry, Kim Hye Lim to move her tally into double digits under par. Oh. Trying to play that straight, didn't want to move right. Here's Udayana trying to limit the damage at 12. Just a tee shot in the rocks. That's going to lead to a ugly double bogey 7. To the short 15th we go. Again, Joe. What she's trying to do right now is post a number. And just hope, beyond hope. That might be good enough, but it would probably need her to run the tables. Par putt for Seok-hyo Rim. It doesn't go. Costly. A bit of an uneven lie again, but the players expect that when they come to Montvert. Not the flattest course in Korea. Many of the courses here in the land of morning calm built up on sort of the sides of hills, because the flatter ground at the base of those hills are valuable, used for agricultural purposes. So that's why you hardly ever see a flat Korean golf course. It's going to be a little below the feet of Choi. Pins all the way in the back. Got to trust the number. Try and send it all the way into that back pocket. Come on in there. He's doing very well. Good quality shot. More level lie. The tournament leader, maybe the ball slightly above her feet. She'll get this one to come down nice and soft. Swing speed generates spin, which keeps the ball up in the air and softens up its landing. A little right, that's turning over. No. Now it's Min Sol who makes a bit of an error. That one finishing the wrong side of that spine, and that's going to be a pretty tricky two-putt. I wouldn't be surprised to see her chip it, actually. Go ahead to Kyorim on the 13th, now back at 14 under par.
굿샷!
Jihyun is holding steady at 13 under. There she is from 129. Very good. I have a similar look to Choi Rim coming up. The 16th, Shinsil just off the back of the green, but plenty of real estate to work with. Lucky that caught a piece of the hole. That one was motoring. Hyun Jo. 15. Oh, boy, we have seen some violent lip outs this week. One might just take the cake. Been quite the week for Dream Tour star Oh Kyung-min. Oh, it's getting better. Nice birdie there, taking her back to 7 under par. So, going to putt this. She's almost going to have to kiss this one off the fringe. Have to send it so far right, because once it gets across that shoulder, it's going to swing hard left. This within 6 feet, she's done awfully well. That was always going to be a tough ask. Be a chance for a two-shot swing in the other way. Choi Rim with a birdie putt coming up. Quickly ahead to Daeon at the 13th. False front just short of this pin. You got to make sure you cover it, or that could happen. No, that's going to roll off the front. paying close attention to E.G. Hyun's birdie putt. It's by the right edge, so hopefully some information gathered for Choi. He's cured in. Nice position in the fairway. Make sure you get your numbers right. Yes, she did. Good swing. She swing momentum back in her favor. Yerim for a birdie on 12 to move back to 16 under par. Great try. Here's A Lim. Took it over the pin at the 15th, the birdie try. And a birdie found. Last win on the KLPGA Tour came in 2022 at the KLPGA Championship at Lakewood. Well, this would be a real gut punch to Choi Yerim if Kim Min-sol can grind out a 5 here at 12. Downhill, moving from right to left. Stayed straight at the end. So the lead is going to be halved for Min-sol. Back within a shot again after Kim's first mistake of the afternoon. Nam Ji-hyun, third to the 14th, leaking oil with back-to-back bogeys. And put things right here at the par 5. She'll gain ground with a par, but she's still chasing. Pulls left to play. Dion short of the green. Got to accelerate through the shots. Especially coming up this little bank. Yeah, positively played. Very good. Let's head out to the final hole of the day for EA1. Good try. Looks like she's going to end her week just outside the top 10. Min-sol's bogey, cure him. Right back in it. Certainly, if this birdie putt goes for her at 13. Oh, it does. What a birdie. What a time for it. Sokyo Rim moves into a share of second with Choi Rim. So the year one week comes to an end with a par on the closing hole. It's a 69 on Sunday. Former player of the year. Looks like the rain has taken a little bit of a breather, which will be a welcome sight for the players. E.G. Hyun, who leads us off the 13th tee. Pep in her step again. So this one on the right edge of the fairway. It's a little hop, skip and jump, but settles in the short grass. Taking a little extra time over this one, Kim Min-sol. Lead's been cut to 1. It's absolutely obliterated. Stay in that fairway. Yep, it'll do that. So things getting tight at the top of the leaderboard again. Min-sol's bogey. Gets a couple of players back in. Still Kim, 1 shot ahead. a bit past that false front. William should know that. He's got extra club here. It's a 5-iron from 145. You can see that pin cut just right of the TV tower. TV tower should be the start line. Cannot afford to miss this green right. Goes after it. It's just at the top of the crest, and it's going to stay there. That's a huge break for Choi. Now Hyun-jo on the 16th, just into that very popular right-hand rough, but only 114 left of this green. Takes advantage. Beautiful shot. She's sort of in the position where she's running a bit of a lonely race in this final group right now, with a battle between Min-sol and Choi Ye-rim. She can afford to be aggressive. She'll need to be. Still throwing caution to the wind at some point. Oh, and that's it. That's in! Oh! Well, talk about a big moment on Championship Sunday.
몰라, 모르겠어.
Nothing lonely about that. Well worth another look. Lee Ji-hyun. Shot of the day. That's moment of the day. We thought it was going to be a 3-horse race. Oh. Lee Ji-hyun has entered the chat. A hole-out eagle too. That vaults her into a share of second at 15 under par. Min-sol still game face on. Sure, she'll congratulate her once she's hit this second shot. But she knows it's going to be a real tussle now. Lovely angle, lovely position. Just over 130 meters actualized to this pin. Just stays the right side of the slope. All of a sudden, it's gotten very interesting on Championship Sunday at Montvert. The hole-out eagle 2 has catapulted Lee Ji-hyun right into the mix. Now Kim Min-ju got on a bit of a tear. 4 birdies in a row, just parred 17. Now lying 11 under. She plays her second to the closing hole. It's another good shot. 9 pars to start her day, and then she's really turned on the style on this back 9. 5 birdies against a lone bogey. You just missed it. Where you been, first of all? And secondly, Lee Ji-hyun just hold it for an eagle 2 on 13 to get to 15 under par. What a moment that was. That's all golfers should do. Fix your pitch marks. Well done. This is that moment I was referencing. Said she had to throw caution to the wind, try and be aggressive, try to make something happen. I think this counts. Stunning. Rim just has to lay it up, having found the right rough off the tee. Romi bounced back nicely after the bogey at 13, birdies at 15, 16. And another at 18 to set the clubhouse target at 13 under par, 66 to close out her championship. Another solid week in the second half of the season for Kim Se-ro-mi. Back to 13. Kim Min-sol trying to re-establish a two-shot cushion. This putt's going to be a little slow from underneath the hole, so she'll give it a good wrap. Wasn't far off. Decent try. Can Minju collect another one on the way home? Ah, yes, she can. Well, she is going to be a real dark horse pick next week at the KLPGA Championship presented by BC Card. Fabulous way to close out her championship, 67 on Sunday for Minju. At the moment, good enough for solo 7th, just one shot behind playing partner Kim Se-ro-mi, who posted a 66 for 13 under. Good scoring in that group. Yerim to move alongside Min-sol once more. Not dropping. I'd say the good news. The putts that Choi Yerim has hit, they've been positive. They've had a chance. They've gone past the hole. It's not always been the case on championship Sundays for her. You want to say any one of 4 players right now could still win this. Yu Hyun-jo just a little too far back. He's 30 on 16. Would only get her to 13 under. Back to 13 under she will. Third shot for Lee Dae-yeon at par 5 14. See that pin tapped all the way in the back right section of the green. She's taken a couple of deep breaths to try to settle herself down a little after that adrenaline pumping pull out on the previous hole.
앞에 잠시만요.
Choi still in this fight. Still swinging very nicely. Saw a couple of left misses out of her earlier on in the week, but thankfully not the case today. Up to Sokyo Rim's third at 14. The foot on the gas pedal. Thought for a moment we were going to see another hole out. It was inches away. Beautifully played from Sol. This is a hole where Kim Min-sol's going to have a huge advantage with her power. If she can keep it on the fairway, she'll be able to reach in too. Uh-oh. Caddy signal right. Nothing good's on the right-hand side of this par 5. And boy, that looked like it was deep into trouble. Is not a mistake she could afford to make. It's going to be a reload provisional ball. Let's see if we can spot this one. So she knew it. Reacted straight after impact. Oh, yeah, that is deep into the trees. Didn't see anything bounce out. From having a huge advantage, having a huge disadvantage, because if we can't find that first ball, which I'm sad to say is most likely the case, this is going to be her third on a hole where you're thinking birdie. You might be thinking of trying to limit damage. Don't forget Sokyo Rim has a very makeable birdie putt coming up ahead on the green. And that would move her to 16 under par. Boy, this final round has had plenty of twists and turns, and I don't think it's over just yet. It's got to 15 and a little deep into the green. Leaves No Seong Hui a lengthy birdie putt. She has had a struggle this Sunday afternoon. Well, not anymore. Birdie soothed some of the sting of those 3 bogeys on her front 9. To die on. Nope. Can't get that one to go. That putting touch has just deserted Lee Daeon over this weekend. He is on. Much shorter putt than the one that No Seong Hui just canned. And the result's going to be the same. Pair of deuces for the girls on 15. Young Joe just off the green at the par 3 17th. Not a tricky spot as long as the lie is okay. Seemed to come out a little slow on her. Ooh. I think she's found it. She's not going to like it. Here's the issue. If she has indeed identified that as her original ball, she's got a couple of options. She can play it, obviously. Wouldn't recommend it, but she could play it. Or she could take an unplayable, in which case it's 2 club lengths from there, which I don't think gets her back into the fairway or anywhere she can make a swing. Or she can keep that point between herself and the flag and go as far back as she wants, take an unplayable, and then play 3 from there. But she has got all sorts of problems going on because that provisional ball is now out of play. She can, however, go back to the tee, but she's got to go and hit that shot all over again. Expensive couple of moments for Kim Min-sol. PG here's not going to waste any time.
177면 80만.
Nudge this one down there on this par 5. Tie for the lead. Maybe this would be to move into the outright lead given Min-sol's struggles. She's got it. could have huge implications atop the points list and the money list. Kyorim with 2 wins, Minsol with 3. It's the name of Kyorim which reaches the summit of the leaderboard now. Choyerim.
왼쪽 앞에 잠시만요.
I'll do a little crowd control. Contact sounded a little heavy, but it should be fine. Joe for her palm at 17. Takes back the shot she just gained at 16. Clumsy little bogey from short of that par 3.
거리 재난.
What of the trials and tribulations of Kim Min-sol. Yep, that's her ball. First tee shot anyway. Again, this is where you sort of make the argument for, I don't want to find it. I know my second one's in play. At worst, you feel you're going to make bogey. You can reach the green, which she should have been able to do from that provisional ball. But she's gone down and found it. And now she's got all sorts of decisions to make as we jump up to the new leader, Kyorim, with a wedge on 15. Just got to keep her foot on the gas pedal, stay aggressive, and she's done that. Another excellent iron shot. She has painted the flag sticks this weekend at Montvert. Those officials been called in. I'm not sure why. The elementary ruling. Taking a playable line.
들어가가 드레스를 들어가다가 들어가면 이게 무너지면 볼이 움직일 것 같아요.
그럼 조심하세요.
그 볼이 움직이면
그러면 그 선수가 움직이고
벌타죠.
최대한 움직이지 않게끔 해야 되는 상황입니다.
They settle all that. It's going to bunch and Sil to get herself into the top 10 with a birdie on 18. She's going to do it. After a slow start, 73 on day 1, 68, 68, 69. A big game bang to end her week in a share of 9th. Well played.
네, 14번 세컨 김민솔 선수.
그냥 집집집집에 가시나무야 다. 손 들어가다 빌 것 같아요.
She's not going to try and play this, surely. Picked it up. So she's going to head back to the tee. It's going to be a long, lonely journey for Kim Min-sol. It's going to be the third shot she's hit off that tee box today. It's finally shed the waterproofs on the 15th. Three excellent tee shots from the penultimate group on this little par 3. Quite the delay for this final group on 14 with Minsol's misadventures. Playing partners just going to go on ahead. First to go will be E.G. Hyun. It's a birdie putt, but not her best effort with just wedge in her hands. Do a little better. Very gettable pin, especially to keep it down the left of the layup area. Opens up the angle a little bit for the players. And that's pretty good. That's very good from Choi Rim. On the tee, a lonely little vacuum there. The gallery's moved on. And Sol have to regroup, refocus, and now play her third from the tee box. Championship blown wide open. Kyorim's birdie at 14. Minsol struggles on the same hole, and a hole-out eagle from E.G. Hyun. And not to mention Choi Rim, all trying to duke it out for this MEDIHEAL HANKOOKILBO crown. Can she get to the green? That is the first question that needs to be answered. Kim Min-sol will know when we get down closer and see the club in her hands, but it does sound like a fairway wood. Yep, there it is. She can somehow get out of here. It can only drop one shot. It'll feel like it won't feel as bad. That's what I'm trying to say. She's got it set up on the aggressive line. Started left. Got lucky, skips through the big ditch. Sort of in Kim A-lim country. It's all just starting to unravel. The overnight co-leader at this stage. Well up ahead, the penultimate group, all with great birdie looks on 15. First to go will be Dayon. That's one to go. There's two there for Dayon. Kim Jo also at 12 under par, but just the 18s to play. Coming from the fairway with a 9-iron. Seen a number of birdies on this hole already today. Most of them from long range. Chance for birdie to tie Sokyo Rim at 16 under. And she does it. What a putt from E.G. Hyun. A pair of holes there. Eagle on 13, birdie on 14. She's got a share of the lead, but for how long? Because ahead at 15, Sokyo Rim for 3 birdies in a row to go to 17 under par. And it's all just kicked off on this back nine, hasn't it? We thought it was going to be a 2-horse race between Kim Min-sol and Choi Ye-rim. We had E.G. Hyun join the lead and Sokyo Rim just take it by 1. Fantastic golfing late on Sunday afternoon here at the MEDIHEAL HANKOOKILBO Championship. And can Choi Ye-rim keep pace? I don't need to read too much into this part. I just don't see that much break in it where you'd have to start it outside the hole. Maybe, if anything, just inside left. You can be firm. Got to be confident with it. See it slamming into the back edge of the cup, not trickling in over the front. Just gave the hole away. The one thing she couldn't do. It wasn't a bad putt. Not too much into it. You know what she's thinking right now? Oh no, not again. Not like this on Sunday afternoon. Still time, still opportunities, but she's going to have to dig deep and find something, and find it quick. Final hole of the week for Kim A-lim. It's been a happy return home for the LPGA Tour star. She'll have the shortest of the 3 birdie looks in her group. So 5th shot for Kim Min-sol. Still on this tee with a 1-shot lead. By the time she walks off the green, she could be trailing by 2. That's provided she gets this up and down. Thick line, below her feet. Just pitched into the upslope and killed. That's a little unlucky. The lady in control now. Salkyo Rim on the 16th tee, leading by 1. Got that down the left. Is it too far left, perhaps? Don't seem too bothered with it. Go to the closing hole. Choi Min Kyung having a bit of a rough day. One bogey, no birdies. So we've seen some long ones go in on 18. And there's another. Oh, even past 72 for Choi Min Kyung. Only birdie of the day. He's going to get the biggest applause. One lucky fan is going to leave Montvert with a nice little souvenir, courtesy of Choi Min Kyung. Now back to Minsol. Just wants this nightmare at 14 to end. A bogey putt to fall 2 back. Going to be a second double bogey on a par 5 this week. Took a 7 at the par 5 third on Friday. Still went on to shoot 66. A 7 here on 14 on Sunday. Could very well be catastrophic. I'd like to see her hold this, but surely not again on 18. Hyunjo for birdie. Had half a chance, didn't it? It's going to be a good final day for her. 67 when she brushes that one in. And her week in a share of 6th. Took a while to get going, but when she did, she was pretty good. 10 under par on the weekend for Yoo Hyun-jo. Here's Daeon, safely down the 16th fairway. Bouncing in around the 16th pin. Great shot. There's momentum in the corner of Salkyo Rim right now as we go to An Ji-hyun on 17. That's a lovely tee shot. Just in that left rough, that should get it to come down pretty softly with a gap wedge in hand. Plenty of height on it. Okay. Good shot. Safe, smart play. It's going to be the shortest that the 15th hole has played all the week. Should be no more than a wedge for all 3 players in this group. Ji-hyun has to match Salkyo Rim shot for shot right now, trailing by 1. just a little adrenaline pumping her up. That one flying half a club too long. Erin shared the lead for most of the day. He's trailing a new leader by 2. His 15th has yielded plenty of birdies this week. Erin would love another. Looks like she's got plenty of stick though with that 8-iron. That could be a pretty smooth one. Yes, excellent shot from Choi. Kim Lim to end her week with a big raw birdie putt on the 72nd hole. There've been twists and turns all day long. I don't think many would have seen this twist coming. And Sol, who looked in such fine control, suddenly is in solo 4th and trailing by 3. She was staring it down, and that is an excellent shot. Lots of steel from the youngster, but you know, the head spinning a little after that double. If you've been trailing this final group all day long, haven't you had a treat? Thoroughly entertaining day on tour. Aylin, hopefully the final stroke in her week. Yes, well done. Always nice to notch a top 10. Coming back to South Korea for the first time this year. I played Kim Lim, and we'll see you again on the KLPGA Tour, I'm sure. This would be a dagger if Kyorim could bury a 4th in a row here at the 16th. John Hill working to the right. Gave it a great try. What we've seen so far today, I think 18 under par might be that winning total. Ji-hyun after that great tee shot at 17. Get into the top 10. Just pushed it. Did straight putt. Never scared the cup. Lee Ga-young. Last we saw her, she was holding a lovely putt at 12. She did birdie 15. And she's going to birdie 16. Lee Ga-young moves to solo 9th at 11 under. Much better on this back 9 after a sluggish outward half of 37. As the mist continues to descend down that mountain. Ji-hyun with a lot longer putt than she would have expected for birdie at this par 3. It's going to stay wide, and it's going to keep on rolling too. Dion could give herself back-to-back birdies. Lovely approach. conversion. Come on, Yerin. Gotta hold it. See a couple of putts from this side of the hole fairly straight. Oh, that slips wide. I'm going to say the quiet part out loud. It just feels like a sad case of deja vu right now for Choi Yerin. The birdies have dried up. Hasn't made them since the 7th, and that was a little kick in from about 6 inches. Got to die on 17 pins right at the front of the green today at this par 3. Just enough to get it past the upslope of that rough. Insult to resurrect her interest. She's not going to go down without a fight. That is a wonderful response to the double. Gets one of those shots back, moves back to 15 under par. Tried to get away, but almost felt like she willed that one in. Gutsy. Still in control. 17 under. A lot of birdies on this hole, and the pin was fell in the front on Thursday. Daddy likes it. Oh, and for good reason. What a time to hit a shot like that for Seo Kyo-rim. She does go on to win this championship. Largely in part to that excellent ball striking, which has been a hallmark of her season this year. Ji-hyun to stay one back. Oh, that's costly. That is so costly for Lee Ji-hyun. Shortest hole on the golf course. Takes 4 to get down. First blemish on her card this Sunday, and that means Seo Kyo-rim's lead is going to be 2. This one a little extra TLC. Throwing it in. Good look at it from all angles. She's running out of holes and running out of time to try and finally enter the winner's circle on tour. mistake from E.G. Hyun slips her back to 15 under and hands Sol Kyo-rim a 2-shot lead, with still a very good look at birdie to come on 17. Birdie on 15 has maybe given Kim Min-sol a little hope here. She's got a birdie home. A tee shot on this 16th hole will certainly help. She may be haunted by that poor swing off the 14th tee for some time to come. In position A1. Kim. It's getting a little gloomy out there at Montvert, but visibility still okay for these players. Overcast weekend here at the HANKOOKILBO Championship. Now yet in the same boat as Kim Min-sol, needing birdies and needing some help from Sol Kyo-rim. This one a little further right. Die on just off the edge of the green, but Simple little chip. So very nearly. Just gotta keep the composure, keep the focus. E.G. Hyun after that bogey. So they're cutting off a little towards the right edge of the fairway. Just sneaks it into the rough. It's going to make things a little uncomfortable. Han Ji-hyun at the home hole. 9 under for the tournament. Just outside the top 10. To have a putt to join the group of Park Hye-ji, Ma Da-som and company. But first, big moment here for Seo Kyo-rim. This would put one hand on the trophy surely for her. Birdie putt at 17. That doesn't go. My word, can you believe it? Looked like a bad putt. Just a great misread from Seo. That's going to keep the hopes of Ji-hyun, Choi Yu-rim and Kim Min-sol alive. Bouncing into the thick rough, going to make this second shot a little harder for E.G. Hyun at the 16th. Much of a choice there from the thick rough, to protect against coming up short, make the mistake long. get in. Maybe this hole yesterday, boy, what she would give for a repeat of the feat. Championship Sunday, trailing by 2. Eyes were up and down the flagstick. Very good shot. And Ji Hyun for a top 10 finish. Yes, nice putt. Good birdie. Great way to finish. Pair of 70s on the weekend for An. And a nice week's work. So it's a shot that she'd struggled with early in the week, but she's dialed in very nicely as the days have rolled on at Montfort. Just be a off-speed lob wedge from 82 meters. Stick one in tight. Cut it a little bit. That's excellent. Really nicely played. Never lacked self-belief, Kim Min-sol. She's got the results to back it up. Now to the 18th tee and Lee Dae-yeon.
Okay, shot.
In fact, she's 4 under par, and that's with a double bogey on a par 5. Battle away bravely and inside the top 5, sharing that spot with Kim Se-ro-mi. Shot a 66 earlier on today. So Kim just making her way onto that tee box. Let go first. Unfortunately, after those back-to-back birdies, did bogey the 17th, so now back at 10 under. 8 players right now tied for 9th at 10 under par. And this is where the action is culminating. Leading at the par 4 16th. Choi Yerim, a good birdie look for Kim Min-sol, and unfortunately Ji Hyun just over the back of the green with that second shot. She's going to be first to play. Wanting to putt this one. Just to get it rolling smoothly through that fringe. The second half of this putt will start to go downhill. It's a mighty fine effort. Good speed on that putt. Easier said than done when you're trying to control the nerves. Factor in the moisture on these greens. What you can ask for really from that position. Home hole for Seok Hyo-rim. Golden opportunity slipped by at 17. Craft another one on this par 4. Find the fairway first, or if we're going to miss it, left rough's okay, much better than right. She wasn't listening. Let's dive into the right rough. We're in with another chance. Evading her so far. Bad time for that putter to get hot though. It's going to move that much. It's going to try. Oh, heartbreaking for Choi. Is there anything more frustrating in golf than a putt that stops short in the Jones. She's got tenacity like no other player on the KLPGA Tour. Kim Min-sol, that rough patch with a bogey on 12 and that horrific double on 14, but a great birdie at 15 has kept her alive in this fight. A birdie here on 16 will move her within one of Saw Kyo Rim with an extra hole to play, and the leader will just be inside left edge and firm. Got it. What a talent this youngster is. Back-to-back birdies. Closes to within one of Saw Kyo Rim, who's in the rough on the 72nd hole. The pin's not in the toughest spot. You just got to judge how this is going to come out of the rough. He's playing for a flyer. He's hit so many good iron shots this week. Given the circumstances, given the moment, it's another one. She'll have a chance to post 18 under par to see if it's going to be good enough. Ji-Yeon cleaning up for her part. Perfect position to go for this pin for Lee Dae-yeon. Players that have just folded like a lawn chair after the capitulation on 14, but not Kim Min-sol. That's not the sort of attitude that the now four-time KLPGA Tour titleist has displayed throughout this dominant season. She's recovered nicely with back-to-back birdies and now sits one shot behind Saw Kyo Rim on the 17th tee. She's got 6 iron. Just got to carry it past the front edge. Looked a little late at impact as she saved it. We'll adjust. This would be a nice way to finish. Lee Dae-yeon. Birdie opportunity on the 72nd hole in front of all her very loud fans. Yes, nice birdie for Lee Dae-yeon. Good consistent week. It's a nice championship for her, solo 8th on Yerim. Could be a 5, maybe even a 4. her hands. Going with 6. She's going to have to get all of it. So Kim Min Sol come up short. Got just enough of it to sneak it on the front edge. Now Dion for birdie. To finish, and the 68 closes out Dion's week with yet another top 5 in 2026. For the hybrid club, not quite as long as the 2 playing partners. Take something off him. That a little higher, get to come down softer. That's not bad. This tournament very much still hangs in the balance, but it's advantage this lady. Seok-Hyo Rim, one final birdie today. This may just be enough to give her a 3rd win of this season, to post 18 under par. And she's got it. She let one slide by on 17, but creeps it in over the front edge at 18. What a final round from Seok-Hyo Rim. 64 under the most intense pressure. Boy, has she played some excellent golf this weekend. 66, 64 to end her week at 18 under par, and that is going to force the hand of Kim Min Sol on 17. She will need a birdie finish to force extra time, but what a performance from Seok-Hyo Rim. Magnificent finish from the 20-year-old. 18 under par on the target. Can Min Sol match? Find out after the break.
아닌데 424 346 342
Solkyo Rim signing the winning scorecard. 64 punctuated. That 72nd hole birdie just moments ago. Under par is a stern target to post. And that means this pretty much has to go in for Kim Min-sol, and she's still going to have to find a way to make 3 on the last. Needs to go. It's not going to make it. Solkyo Rim looking more and more like the winner here at the HANKOOKILBO Championship. I'm pretty sure Kim Min-sol would have heard the roar that Solkyo Rim's birdie produced up ahead. MEDIHEAL and Choi Rim. Sad to say that unlikely that either one of them are going to be ending their winless droughts. But still, a lot of money and points to play for this week. A pair of them tied at 15 under. Solo second sounds a whole lot better than a tie for second. Third, excuse me. That's a good try from MEDIHEAL. There are no failures in life, just opportunities to learn. Choi Rim, 235 starts coming into this week without a victory, 9 runner-up finishes. Unfortunately, it looks like it's going to continue. Birdie putt to mathematically keep her still in it. Here just shaves the edge. He's been such a great ambassador for the game, a wonderful role model for young girls in South Korea. Sportsmanship and class unmatched. Choi Rim, she has a legion of fans, and when she does get that breakthrough title, they're going to be celebrating well into the night. I can guarantee you that. So the far putt now for Kim Min-sol. Inside right half. Though it's downhill, it's got to be hit with authority. It's easy for this to just dive off low if you're not committed. Safely in. The math is simple. Min-sol needs a 2 on the last. We've seen it happen today. Ji-hyun did it back on 13. It would only be good enough to get him into a playoff with Solkyo Rim. crossing into the 1 billion Korean won single season earnings mark. Regardless of how she plays that closing hole, Kim Min-sol. Seo Rim to be taking another big chunk out of that lead that Min-sol has at the top of the money list. She's going to be surpassing her atop the points list, just 3-point difference between them. That was an excellent day at the office for Seo Rim, only bogey on her scorecard, coming back at 12. Those 3 birdies in a row from 13 through 15. You think she missed a short one on 17 before that ice cold finish. 33 on the 72nd hole to get to 18 under par. We found for Min-sol at the 72nd hole. Not that it matters to her, but she's pretty much got Rookie of the Year all locked up. Probably had that done after the first half of the season with those 3 wins. Choi Rim going with driver. It's leaking. The soft areas will keep that in the short grass. Last to go, opting for the 3-wood. Excuse me, that is the driver, and seems to like the line. Just into the first cut, but not going to be too much of a bother for her, I'm sure. Final group of the day make their way off the 18th tee. Seo Rim's 18 under par target. Very much looking good enough to give her the 3rd win of the season. She'd overtake Kim Min-sol atop the points list, and she would get to within 100 million won of Min-sol atop the money list. She's going to get awfully close to breaking the 1 billion Korean won single season earning mark. About the excellent golf that we've seen played at Montvert this week, which puts into sharp focus how dominant Hong Jong-min was last year when she set the all-time KLPGA Tour 72-hole scoring record of 29 under par. That would give her a 9-shot margin of victory over Yoo Hyun-jo. 20 under par total would have been good enough to win this week. Hyun-jo with a 2nd straight top 10 in this championship. Same could be said for Choi Rim and Kim Min-sol, Min-sol finishing a share of 3rd 12 months ago. First cut, ball sitting very cleanly. A slight downhill lie to factor into her calculations. Impressive year. Going to close it out this week, but it's going to be another top 3 finish for this season, and well, this will be the last throw of the dice for Kim Min-sol in 2026. binary black and white result. Hold it to force a playoff. Anything else? Sock your rim is going to be our champion. This one has to go for Kim Min Sol on the 72nd hole. Nowhere near it, unfortunately. And that is confirmation then. Sokyo Rim has a third win of the 2026 season. She will equal the victory count of that lady, Kim Min Sol. She will be our champion here at the MEDIHEAL HANKOOKILBO Championship. Min Sol, not exactly in birdie country. Choi Rim with a good iron shot here. Could notch a 10th runner-up finish on tour. One-hand follow-through. Pulled it a fraction. Puts it on the green. Looks like it's going to be a case of close but no cigar once again for Choi Rim, and Kim Min Sol will be left to rue for 2 doubles on the par 5s this week. It takes nothing away from Sokyo Rim, who simply outclassed the field when we got to the weekend. Shared the opening round lead with a 67. Played some brilliant golf over the closing 36 holes, 66 on moving day. And that scintillating 64 today. 9 birdies against a lone bogey to claim victory for the 3rd time in only her 2nd season of the KLPGA Tour.
두산건설 위브 소속의 김민솔 프로입니다.
I'm sure there's going to be quite a bit of disappointment in the Kim
대선
Min
주조
Sol camp.
소속의 이지연 프로를 소개합니다.
She showed a lot of heart. And Ji-hyun provided us with one of the shots of the tournament, certainly shot of the day with that second shot on 13. Dropping in for an eagle too, and for Choi Rim, she did what she had to do in the early stages of the round, put lots of pressure on Kim Min Sol with those early birdies. Unfortunately, an ice-cold putter in the back 9 and a poor bogey on 11 did her in. As the wait goes on for that maiden KLPGA Tour title. Fascinating next couple of weeks in the KLPGA Tour. A few major titles up for grabs. Next week's KLPGA Championship presented by BC Card. Hike Jinro Championship, Blue Heron to round out the year, and in between them, toughest test on tour, the KB Financial Group Star Championship. Blackstone in Incheon. 3 major titles still up for grabs. Lots of points, lots of cash as well. You mentioned the Hana Financial Group Championship when we return to Cheongna in September. The LPGA Tour stars will be making the trip over. The likes of Patty Tabatanakit, Inji Lee, Hall of Famer Lydia Ko, all expected to be in the field. Love to end the week with a birdie. Not going to be leaving with a trophy, but she's going to take great satisfaction in knowing that bank account is going to be swelling with another huge paycheck. Start the final round in a share of the lead. She posts around in the 60s. Come up shy, not much you can do but say, the lady that beat you, well played, you were simply better on the day, and that's exactly what Kim will have to do when she completes this round. Shake the hand of Sokyo Rim and go game on. I'll see you next week at Fortune Hills. For Ji-hyun, this putt going to be rather brisk from this side of the green. Going downhill, so the pace is built into it. And that's nice. Things got a little flat for her after the 3-putt on 15. It should be around a 68 for her to end off her championship. Another solid week and a very consistent season for E.G. Hyun. Rim. Chance to pinch a couple pennies out of the pocket of Kim and Sol. 30 putt for the popular Choi. Try and end her week in a share of second place. Not long now before Seo Rim can finally get doused in water, as is tradition here in South Korea, and celebrate a third title. Kyo Yerim for a closing birdie. Not to be. 69 to start the week. Great 65 yesterday, got her share of the lead. Ultimately a 70 to end up in a share of third alongside E.G. Hyun. And Sol impressed us, as she does so often. Yet to miss a cut this season on tour through 16 events. Going to be a runner-up finish for her. Officially moves past the 1 billion Korean won single season earnings mark. She'll be back in a couple of days' time when the KLPGA Championship at Fortune Hills gets underway. Ends this week, runner-up, bested only by Seo Rim, who leapfrogs her into the top spot on the KLPGA points list. Sol still hanging on to the lead in the money list, but Seo Rim, the toast of the town here in Pocheon, champion at Montverde. It's been a cold, wet day, but Seo Rim will not mind the soaking one bit. Third victory on tour this season for the 20-year-old Seo Rim, our champion in the 2026 MEDIHEAL HANKOOKILBO Championship. Get a bigger closet for all those KLPGA winner towels that she's received this year. Did it some style as well. That birdie on the last 64 low round of the day. Ultimately good enough to leave her as the best at Montverde. Round of the day and the trophy on Sunday. What a day it's been for that young lady. To say a major championship may be on the cards for her. There's 3 of them over the next 2 months to be contested on tour. Kim and Sol got the first at the Mercedes-Benz Korea Women's Open. Your final 3 major titleists of 2026, I wonder. Wouldn't want to bet against Seo Rim, not in the mood that she's been in lately. Third victory for Seo Rim. 2026, and that fan club is going to grow and grow as the season progresses. They've had a lot to cheer about as well.
네, 들립니다. 감사합니다. 네. 네, 오늘 사실 우승 생각 없이 그냥 한 올 한 올 제 플레이만 하려고 했고, 그리고 앞만 보고 이렇게 달려왔더니 또 우승이라는 좋은 성적이 나온 것 같아서 기분이 너무 좋은 것 같습니다. 감사합니다. 네. 예상했던 것보다 스코어가 더 잘 나와서 생각지도 못했고, 그리고 어제 오늘 그린 스피드도 그린이 되게 소프트해서 잘 받아준 덕분에 더 좋은 성적 낸 것 같습니다. 그래도 샷에서 이제 버디 찬스들을 만들고 그 버디 찬스들을 잘 살린 거에 흐름이 되게 좋았다고 생각해요. 그래서 그 흐름을 좀 잘 해냈다고 생각합니다. 좋은 흐름. 네. 사실 2라운드 때도 샷감은 너무 좋았는데 그 샷에서 이제 퍼터로 이어지는 과정에서 잘 이어지지 못해서 버디가 많이 안 나왔어요. 그래서 그냥 퍼터 연습을 좀 많이 했던 것 같아요. 2라운드 끝나고. 네. 우선 이렇게 3승까지 할 수 있게 많은 지원과 이제 응원해주신 저희 삼천리 이만득 회장님 진심으로 감사드리고, 그리고 항상 묵묵히 옆에서 지켜봐 주시고 항상 고생하시는 부모님께 감사하다고 말씀드리고 싶습니다. 감사합니다.
Now, many congratulations once again to Sorkyo Rim, our champion here at the MEDIHEAL HANKOOKILBO Championship. It's a third win of the season to move to the top spot on the points list and closes the gap atop the money list to our runner-up Kim Min Sol. Been another fantastic week in the KLPGA Tour. Thank you so much for your company. We'll be back next week on Thursday for a major championship, the BC Card KLPGA Championship. Do join us then. I'm going to take a couple of weeks off, but I'll see you soon once more on the KLPGA Tour. Have a great Sunday, everyone. This is Timothy Lowe saying thanks for your company and bye-bye for now.